Hello and welcome to Y Space. I also just realized I was wearing the same shirt last week when we recorded, but I need to know it is clean.
That's all that matters.
It is clean. Monday's always a good day to catch me because I do my everything shower on Monday morning.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start the week off strong and then, we'll
I
just see
don't,
what happens.
it's like a work day. That
Yeah, but I think like if I don't, I'm just not gonna be I mean, I'm not great on Mondays anyway, but I'm just sure not gonna be great. Um I
that's
apologize. I'm probably going to be moving a lot. I had a little procedure this past week and got some stitches on my rumpus.
fantastic.
And so it
Always
gets a little,
comfortable.
yeah, it's a little uncomfortable. But anyway,
Welcome to your 40s.
so today's a big day.
It's a big day.
I've been a little anxious about today's episode. And
Okay.
that's not typically now, anxiety is definitely my middle name, but usually
Yeah.
it's Becca that gets some anxiety about something. And I apologize, we got a cat and now he's trying to eat the cord. I'm afraid he's gonna electrocute me. Anyway, hey, but I would say if you didn't know, but based on our inbox, you do know. The world knows that last week we began to get unsealed documents from the Blake Lively Justin Baldoni case.
Yes.
Becca is thrilled that you guys want to talk about this. Let me just start there. Also, whereas Becca is our legal expert, this case is one that has not enticed her. If nothing else, it has made her repulsed.
This is more one of those like, I want to see it in action. Put me in the trial and I'm going to be all over it. But all these leaked documents, especially with how many, like, he has sued her, he's dropped claims, she's redone. Like, there's so much. It's kind of one of those, like, let's just get to the end of what the actual problem's going to be. Then I'm in.
I'm also eating a snack and this kitten is trying to get to it. Um, yeah, so we've kind of switched roles where Becca's normally like in the minutia. I have been very ingrained in all the documents.
Yes.
I've read everything at least 3 times, partially
Oh,
because I don't have and you even asked me, like, do you have a consistent source to go read everything? No, they're
okay.
just all over the place. Some of them, too, I have thought several times, surely this is AI. But unfortunately, it is not. So we did get inundated, which is always fun that like you guys come to us and ask us questions. We love your questions. We have been a little burnt out on your Blake Lively questions, and probably none more so than this past week for me. But I told Becca, I was like, okay, how are we going to talk about this? Because you've probably seen some of the documents, you've not seen them all, and you all have a lot of questions. The number one, I told Becca, I was like, I'm going to try to come up with the top 10 questions. It's kind of all over the board, but the number one resounding question that everyone is, has this changed my personal opinion of Blake now that we've seen the documents? Based on what you have seen, I would like to know your guess as to my answer.
Struggled since the beginning of
Mm-hmm.
grieving that friendship that
It's
once
been
was.
very hard. It's been very
It's
hard for me. It's
hard.
actually been harder for me than some of my own real life friendships that have ended.
Here's the thing. I think that once all this started coming out, you started realizing like maybe she's not the greatest. We've always known she was kind of problematic. Those
Yeah,
rumors have been around since the
yeah.
beginning.
I'm good with a little drama.
Right. Because I
It's
think if you
spicy.
pick sides, you're going to still keep your friendship with Taylor. That's,
Oh yeah, for sure.
you know, I don't
So
think any of this has changed your opinion. To me, this was nothing really new.
I tell you what, it has not. I'm always going to be Team Taylor. You're right. And so, if anything, it didn't make me like more mad at Blake. Um, it didn't erase my issues with Blake either. One of my favorite though documents that came out. Did you see the document where Blake texts Taylor and is like, "Hey, something feels off."
Mm-hmm.
Just
How?
well, the doorbell rang. That never happens. I'm not getting it either.
We
So
don't do. 26.
Just leave it or go away. I don't care. I thought that that was one of the most mature friendship conversations I've ever read. Not on Blake's part. Well, I mean, so here's the thing. So Blake texts Taylor and she's like, hey, something feels off. Maybe I'm being weird. Ryan told me to text you, like, blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Aaron doesn't understand it's 2026 and we don't answer the door. He's headed there. Um, so, and she's like kind of apologetic, but then kind of, it was just a little bit weird, I guess. So Taylor responds, and I'm timestamps. Okay, I'm looking at the timestamps. This was like 2 o'clock in the morning, which I get it. She was like overseas. So she was so mature though. And she was like, you know what? Yeah, things are off. But she was like, it's not a big deal. She goes into why. She explains to her, like, you kind of come to me now like you're like some corporate like thing. And it was just so mature. Whereas, like, if it were me, first of all, I would have avoided confrontation
Yeah, you would
at
have.
all costs. Um, and then, see, I told you not to answer the door in 2026.
More than he was.
But then she says, you know, like you kind of treated me in emails recently like we're a corporation, and she was like, but you know, it's not a big deal. And she says in there a couple things that have come out. She says something like, but I love you, I love Ryan, and I love my babies, talking about Blake and Ryan's kids. And she's like, just come back. Like, I miss my like funny friend. I will say that I thought Blake's response was hilarious because she responded and she was like, totally like sounded like a corporate entity in her email. Like, we've received concerns. It was really funny to me, which is the way I have always viewed her. So there was that part of me that was like, oh, okay, she's still kind of there, but obviously, like, you know, it was weird. But so no, it did not endear Blake back to me to the level she was. Really, the other question is like, what was our take? One of the big questions is like, what's our takeaway? Well, I mean, obviously, it's a mess. It's a clusterfuck. That's like literally the best word for it. They both are literally psycho. I mean, he's just as crazy as she is, and she's a nut job. But I'll be honest, you know who came off worse to me than anybody is Ryan Reynolds.
I was thinking that too.
Now, listen, I mean, I've always been Team Blake. I'm kind of fine with Ryan. I'm not like,
Right.
you know, whatever. I've never been big on the Ryans, Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, any of them. I've never been big. But his emails and stuff and text messages are literally weird. I mean, he is
Yeah.
straight up crazy. And the sad thing is, reading it, I can hear him saying it.
Mm-hmm.
It literally looks like a script from Deadpool. Like,
Yeah.
he literally writes the way he is in real life. And he sounds really freaking crazy. I thought he made a lot of sexual innuendos in his emails to Colleen Hoover. And I was
Mhm.
like, hey, if we're all talking about sexual harassment, he
Right.
talked about having the executives at Sony in his mouth. I mean,
Yeah.
that doesn't seem
Great.
appropriate. But also, like, I mean, he did come across like a defensive husband, but just a straight up psycho. And
Yeah.
I truly, this whole time, have thought she was behind all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's him.
It's both of them. I think that he got his feelings hurt when nobody really liked the scene that he rewrote. So then it was like all hands on deck to be like, no, this is great. And I need Blake to make sure that everybody knows this is great.
Yeah.
I found it very interesting that she says that he's, trying, that Justin is trying to do a smear campaign and all this stuff. And I thought, Blake, every single time you reached out to anyone, you said anything,
Talked about him.
you talked about him, you talked poorly about him because you don't like his faith. You called it a cult. You talked about how horrible he was. When, like, her email to Ben Affleck, there was no reason you needed to talk about Justin Baldoni in that.
No. And there was no reason in her or their communication, her text and Ryan's email with Matt Damon and his wife. There was no reason. Like, hey, you want to get them to view the film? I'm sure that happens all the time.
Right.
Great, let's do it.
Yeah.
I thought it was wholly inappropriate that she reached out to Ben Affleck based on past rumors.
Yes.
We don't make assumptions, but I thought, honestly, the way she worded the email, like, hey, it's B, don't hang up, I thought, well, she's only validating what we've all always thought about them.
Right.
So
It
that
tells us
wasn't.
we're not close to each other. It tells us that it's probably not going to listen to you or do anything that you're asking.
And she like went on this love fest about Jennifer Lopez, and because they were still together at the time. I don't know. It was just cringe. They were both cringe. Okay, so those were a couple of the first ones. We had questions about, did we have issues with the fact that Taylor called Justin Baldoni a little bitch? No,
No.
not at all. Do you listen to her music? She uses curse words, but also he is a little bitch. I mean, so is Ryan Reynolds. So
Also, like, if I'm texting you and there's some
oh
person that
Lord,
I like, you're
Ah.
only getting my side. So, of course, you're going to side with me. Of
Well,
course.
and also like it's 2026. I mean, she called him a little bitch. That was it. Like, oh, that's so
Miles compared to what we could probably have called it.
listen, it did make me think to myself, we really got to be careful as a society what we put in text because,
I'm shocked that people aren't.
especially people like them, and they even talk about in one of the documents, they're like, "Oh, I'm starting to trust phones even less." I'm like, you had to write that, and yet here you are. What are we doing? So, okay. The next question we got was, do we think that Taylor's statement when she did not want to be included in the conversation or the narrative was a lie? So this is stemming from the whole dragon conversation where Blake said that she had her dragons and blah, blah, blah. And it was a reference to Game of Thrones, which I've not watched. So, I mean, I've heard the name Khaleesi, but like, okay, whatever. So do I think that Taylor was lying? No, because I don't think she directly said, I did not know Blake called me, one of her dragons. She didn't say that. She said she wanted to be excluded from the narrative. Now, your point, well, one of you people, your point was, I'm just going to use your name, but your point was, you said not telling the full truth is lying. I don't adhere to that theory. That's great that you do, and I mean maybe that's something, but no, I like. Have you ever been involved or watched a legal matter? You don't tell everything. You don't talk about it.
You answer only what you've been asked.
Yeah, like now, if they end up deposing Taylor, which I don't think they're going to, I think they've been pretty clear that they're not going to. Now, we did get questions. Do we think Scott Swift paid off the attorneys not to depose her? Don't know. Maybe. I mean, could have. I think, and here's the thing, that probably happens all the time. Like, I think one of the things that annoys me is people that put these celebrities on a pedestal like they are flawless and perfect. And I think that that's one of the misconceptions I noticed in a lot of questions. I think some of you guys think that we think that Taylor is like infallible. I don't think that. She dated Maddie Healy, people.
She's made some questionable choices.
I worry about her judgment all the time. I mean, like, no, calm down. Now, in this situation, I think she did anything wrong? No. She's not the one that made the lawsuit. Did Blake and Ryan make a big mistake doing this? Yes, in my opinion. And, the Sony executives and the Wayfair or whatever it's called, executives that said that she like handled this very immaturely and sloppily and they were kind of shocked. Me too. Honestly, that's what I came away from it all, was stunned at how sloppy the two, Ryan and Blake, are and were in this situation. That's really the most shocking thing that happened to me.
Because I'm sure that there are tons of actors and actresses that are on a film, finish a project, and they did not get along with their co-stars at all. I'm sure that happens all the time. But it's kind of one of those where like we still run in the same circles and we still know all the same people. So I'm not going to make this a bigger deal than it was. Like, I just know next time I'm probably not going to sign on to a project with you.
Yeah.
But it's almost like Blake and Ryan got so butthurt that people didn't appreciate their input or didn't make them a bigger deal because they weren't the producers or whatever, that they went scorched earth to make sure that people knew that Justin's a problem and we were completely in it. Like, you guys made way big of a deal when this could have all just, no one would have cared. No one would have cared.
No, and I think that, yeah, I think it's admirable, I guess, how much Ryan thinks of Blake, I guess. Though he displays that in a very creepy way. The
Hmm.
way he promotes her is almost like he's an agent and not a husband. And
Yeah.
so there's the part of me that's like, oh, yeah, your spouse should be very supportive of you, but he's pushing the narrative of her being so much more than I think she is. It's like, and
Yeah.
they even said in one of the documents, like, we know, I think it was the very beginning when Justin Baldoni found out Blake was going to be in it, that she'd agreed to it. They were talking about how beautiful she is and she's this mega superstar. Yeah, that's like the end of the story for me. But Ryan's like trying to push this narrative like she's this incredible writer and like all this stuff. Maybe she is, but I mean, we just haven't seen it. And if what we saw in It Ends With Us is an example of that,
Take a seat.
yeah, like
I think
okay,
we're
we
good.
may need to calm down a little. So that was kind of something. Um, we did have questions if it changed our opinions of Taylor. No.
No.
Now probably the number one of all surpassing questions is did this email or these releases did it confirm to us that canceled is about Blake? I have wrestled with this question. And I know why y'all think that because well, it's verbatim. It's literally the same words. So
The same terminology,
yeah.
like in multiple situations. So I'm sure the tiny violin thing, like Taylor's
Yeah.
mentioned before about other people, like that's just one of your go-to phrases.
Yeah. Um I also think one of the things that makes Taylor such a prolific songwriter is that I don't think many of her songs are about one scenario.
Right.
I think there are a bunch of different storylines woven into one song. And I think that's honestly sometimes how she masks some of the truth behind, especially
Yeah.
like relationships and stuff like that. So, yes, I do now believe more firmly, which remember in the beginning, we were like, is it about Brittany Mahomes? Is it like Blake?
Right.
Like, we don't know. I think it's a bunch of situations. I think a lot of her friends have been caught in different situations. She herself, in a lot of the documents, was talking about like situations she's been through. And she's talked about in there in some of the documents that Blake stood by her and that she would do anything for Blake. So, yes, I do think that canceled references Blake in this situation. I don't think the whole thing is about her. I do think that there are several lines, the tiny violin, um, yes, and then somebody asked, "Do we think the line from Father Figure, I protect the family, is about Ryan and Blake's family?" Again, I go back to I think that that line is about a lot of people. I think it's about her family. Yes, I think it's about Ryan and their family. I think it's probably about like Selena and her life, and I mean the Mahomes. I think it's about everyone that she's close to. I just don't think that she's so narrow that like her songs are about one scenario. But yes, I will say that yeah, I definitely think canceled. Now, do I think that today Taylor and Blake are friends is another big question. Um, man, I just don't know on this one.
If they are, it's probably just very strained because at the end of the day, I think Taylor's probably like, I'm not getting involved in all this mess. I got a lot going on in my own life. You figure that stuff out. Like, she's not trying to get herself involved in the lawsuit or anything.
Well, in Entertainment Tonight, which we know is a tree publication, put out a statement last week that Taylor, I forget what it said, but it's pretty much she's just wrapped up in Travis, which listen,
Go for it, girl.
can't argue with you at all, my friend.
Right.
So I think that was their way of saying, like, hey, keep excluding us from the narrative, even though this has all come out. I think that they probably still are friends. I do not think that we'll see them together in public anytime soon. Um,
I do think now this will more than likely go to trial. Just because you and I kept talking about like will they settle? Will they get up to the last hour and then so but the fact that more stuff is finally being released, even though Blake has tried to seal everything,
mm-hmm.
it's still released. It doesn't seem like there's been any kind of mediation that's worked. I do think that now I have something to say. More prone to be able to see this go to trial I do think it will get televised because it's not a federal hearing. Um,
I didn't know
and
that. Oh, yeah, you told us that we could get it.
I don't think that either of them are going to come out winners in this. So,
No, the only reason I think that we could somehow avoid a trial is Justin's lawyers this past week, when they were leaving the courthouse, said that they are open to a settlement.
I
And that
think
was the
they
first
open
time.
for a
Yeah. Well, and so I think now what Blake and Ryan's team is probably doing is taking the pulse of society. Like, how do we look now? And I think it's probably they look pretty bad. I think if anything, he
But
looks real bad. I
do you
don't
think
know.
anybody's telling them that you guys aren't coming off winners here?
Well, I don't know, because the way Ryan spoke to their agents, I was like, holy moly, this man is a big prima donna. Which, I mean, I guess when you get to that, I don't know. I'll be honest, it didn't change my opinion of Blake, because the stuff I read from her was not even, it was like childish. And honestly, she comes across childish to me in general. It's really him he's the one that came out looking the worst to me. So I think they have to figure out. But also, like, here's the thing, Ryan Reynolds is still going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably making 4 movies as we're speaking. Like, he's in all the new Avenger stuff. So I don't know that they care, honestly.
Blake is just known by her name. She really hasn't done a ton of things, and none of them have been gigantic. So it's not like we're seeing
Yeah.
a massive job here. Like,
Well, I was offended that she insulted Gossip Girl in one of the documents. I know y'all are worried about a lot of other things, but that offended me.
I feel like that's all she's really even known for, which kind of
And I just kind of was like, honey, like, there would be no Blake Lively if there were not Gossip Girl. And honestly, there probably would be no Blake and Ryan if there was no Gossip Girl, because you never would have gotten Green Lantern.
Yep.
So that to me, I was like, you're very out of touch with reality.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if there is a wedge in the Taylor friendship, it's probably more the reality card than like, oh, you drug me into this.
Yeah.
It's just more that like, wow, this is gross.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then somebody asked if it changed our opinion of Colleen Hoover. I don't know if you're new to the show, but I don't like Colleen Hoover. I think she's a terrible writer. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Her a ton.
She obviously lied in her deposition. Now, I don't know what happens with that. So there are several people that lied, and it's kind of obvious once you read their text, Blake being one of them.
Okay.
What happens then? Because aren't you under oath?
Are you under oath in a deposition?
You're the legal expert. I'm a witness here.
I think it gets used in court, so I would assume you've got to tell the
Well,
truth.
I just wonder what that equates to, because
Yes, he just looked it up. You are under oath.
well, see, I would think you would have to be, because why else would we care what you're saying then?
Yes, if they really wanted to, they could get you on perjury charges, but people aren't going to put effort into doing that. They're probably just going to call you out in
You
court.
say that, but why do we put effort into all of this? Now I don't see Justin going after Colleen.
No.
She blatantly lied. Jenny Slate lied.
Yeah.
Dude that played Atlas, Brandon Skelner or whatever, that dude, he is sucking upon the teat of Ryan and Blake. Like, how? But even he insulted, what's he on, 1923 or whatever, the Yellowstone spinoff? He
Oh, yeah.
insulted them. I'm like, what is wrong with you? This dude was nobody.
I'm just shocked because you know that there's always lawsuits that they get their email subpoenaed, something gets subpoenaed. Why, in the year of our Lord 2026, are we not smarter about what we are typing?
Listen, and to even call it out, like, oh, I'm even leery of my phone. Stop typing. If you had not put any of this in writing, we would have never known, and neither would. So I don't know. The one piece that is still missing that I am very anxious to get into, and this ties to one of the questions. Somebody asked who Ashley Avignon is. Well, listen, nobody was more stunned than me that she came up with this. I was like, whoa, how did we get here? So Ashley Avignon has been friends with Taylor since they were like teenagers in Nashville. Ashley, to my knowledge, was only an interior decorator, but apparently is like some kind of, she has an agent.
Yeah.
So apparently she shares an agent, or did, this Jennifer Abel, right? So somehow she knew what was in Jennifer Abel's phone from the Baldoni people and her, and it was the worst stuff this other agent had read in 20 to 30 years of a career.
Right.
So now I'm dying to know what's in Jennifer Abel's phone, and why have we not gotten that released? Because that to me is the damning piece. And so apparently Ashley, we couldn't really tell in the documents if Ashley went to Taylor, who then went to Blake, or if Ashley went straight to Blake. I read it as she went straight to Blake, but either way, it got to Blake that whatever's in Jennifer Abel's phone is apparently horrific between Jennifer, who's an agent, and Baldoni and his people.
And Jennifer Abel was Baldoni's agent, but not anymore, correct?
I do not believe she is still employed. And she is also not still. Now, she was not Ashley's agent. Whoever, I can't think of her name right now, but Ashley's agent somehow is friends with Jennifer Abel or knew what was in her phone. So Ashley's friends with Taylor. They're longtime friends. She's the little petite, short hair blonde. If you see pictures, I was stunned she was in this. I was like, oh, wow, that came out of left field. Okay. Yeah, I was just like, oh, it totally threw me off. Because I guess I've just never thought of Ashley more than like an online influencer, to the fact that she's got an agent in LA. I was like, oh, okay. That explains why she affords that very large penthouse she lives in. So we got asked that. Basically, one of the big questions is, how do we think this ends? And one of you did make a really funny pun about, how does this end with us? And I was like, okay, I gotta give you credit. Your name was Charlotte. That was
good.
I got no idea, because I can't imagine how we ended up here. I cannot imagine
Ego.
Blake and Ryan knowing what could have been subpoenaed from their phones and willingly trudging into this. It's so out of touch with reality that, like, just this inferiority complex that you think you're above everything and that people are still going to just adore you. But honestly, Ryan Reynolds is still going to work.
I think that they just went into panic mode where they started making decisions very fast while they were in a heightened sense of emotion and didn't really think like, okay, what emails have I sent? Who have I reached out to? What have I said? Because we're also getting lost in the whole point of this lawsuit, which was sexual harassment, and that's barely talked about.
Yeah, so we had a lot of questions about, did we notice, like, did we get the hint of sexual harassment in the documents? No.
I just think that they didn't like each other.
Yeah, I just really think it was, again, she thought he was beneath her.
Mm-hmm.
She really, I think, saw this as a way to maybe push this writing career. Now, I'm not a Justin Baldoni supporter. I'm not Team Justin. I'm not Team Blake. I'm Team all y'all need to be quiet. But I will say that people lose track of the fact, too, that Justin went out and bought, with his money, Colleen's book and the rights to it and the very next one.
Yeah.
So for Blake to come in and be like, hey, I'm going to rewrite this whole thing, to me is like such a jackass move. Because first of all, this dude doesn't have the kind of money you do.
Right.
And if you wanted to be a writer, like, I mean, heck, my book, I've been wanting you to produce it forever. So that's off the table now, by the way. But yeah, I just am like, you hijacked something from somebody who had nothing. Like, I mean, not nothing, but
you just go do your job. You were just hired to act. Just go act.
The whole thing is just very confusing to me. So I have to believe, and I'm thinking the smoking gun is Jennifer Abel's phone, based on the Ashley Avignon thing. I think that's the smoking gun, because there's something missing as to why these two powerhouses would even fiddle with this thing. Yeah, and like, it's not sexual harassment that has come out in these documents, at least. I mean, did they make comments that were a little off color? Yes. I mean, Jenny Slate even told her, like, in a one text, like, apologized because it was like, oh, Blake's going to wave the sexual harassment flag. I need to apologize for the sexual joke I made, is the way I took it. Whereas Blake is like super sexual in everything she says and does and the way she dresses and behaves. So I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. So that's why I'm thinking whatever's in Jennifer Abel's phone has got to be the smoking gun. And I also think that's why it hasn't been released yet. Because why do we have all this other stuff? But that's the one thing we don't have.
To be a fly on the wall just in their strategy meetings about this on because they're meeting with their lawyers on how far do we want this to go? Do we want to settle? Like, what are we pushing for here? I can't remember when the trial date has been. It was originally supposed to be March, and then obviously process and procedure, they require that you try and go and settle with a mediator. But I think it's sometime this summer. Like if they don't,
it got moved to May is what
I feel like that's right. May, June, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's still a lot of time to settle. Again, we had probably 600 million other questions about it, which again, so cool that you guys message us. We don't know. I mean,
yeah.
We joke, but yeah, it has been sad for me because I was such a big Blake fan and she was so tied to my idea around my book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my whole main character is written pretty much based on her. So, so it's weird and it kind of sucks. But at the end of the day, I just think I think they all look terrible. I think they should just be like, oh, bye. Like just bow out.
Well, and I think after all is said and done with the documents that have come out that we've seen, it didn't change our perspective or perception of them because what came out is what we kind of already thought was probably what was written. Maybe a little bit more detail.
Yeah.
But the character of the person behind it, we kind of already knew that.
There was nothing in there from Taylor that stunned me at all. Not one time did I like raise my eyebrow at anything. Literally the only thing that I took away from it about Taylor was I was like, gosh, she really is this like emotionally intelligent even in her personal life.
Mm-hmm.
The way she handled that with Blake, I was just like, dang, I would have, I don't know. I just wouldn't have been that eloquent about it.
I liked how she responded when I read Blake's text to her emo and the phrasing of her sentences and the spelling that she used, I thought, are you a 15-year-old girl? I don't know. I just was feeling
Blake seems very underdeveloped in maturity.
There's no emotional intelligence there. There's
no. And I've always thought that about to me, I think one of the reasons Blake hates Gossip Girl is because she and Serena Vanderwoodson are the same person.
Yeah.
And I don't think she likes to see it on the big screen or the little screen, whatever, what have you. But I really thought more of Ryan Reynolds. I really thought this guy, I just thought he was better than this. Like, I would have thought this was so beneath him. And this whole time he was like, oh, Blake, please don't do this. When he's the one driving the whole thing.
We really gave him more credit than we should have. I gave him a little benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I was totally off kilter about that. So, again, we had a lot of other questions. It's pretty much my summary of the questions. I mean, there was some like down to the minute details.
Mm-hmm.
Did I think it was weird that they're friends with Matt Damon? No, I don't think that's weird. Y'all gotta remember Ryan Reynolds is like a mega superstar. Like now Blake on her own, maybe, especially based on the history with Ben. Yeah, that might be weird. But Ryan, no, I don't think that's weird.
I think those circles are so much smaller than we realize.
Oh yeah.
It's not odd. Yeah. And they all have their own business ventures. So I'm sure outside of, even if they've never been on an acting screen with each other, they've been at parties, they've talked business before.
Yeah.
It's not weird.
No, I do have to message Aaron and make sure he's going to get the children.
But I will be interested to see if they settle. If they settle, we're going to hear nothing else of it because I'm sure
it'll be sealed.
On that will be sealed.
Yeah.
But if it's going to go to trial, you better believe we're watching every day of it.
Yeah, I'm going to probably have to take leave of absence from my job because as much as I got engrossed in just the documents, because honestly, I just had to reread them a lot. I will say one of the things I did think was funny was the different names they have for people in their phones.
Oh, really? I didn't see any of that.
Um, yeah, there was one, instead of calling Ryan Reynolds, I think it was Taylor's phone. She called, it's like he's saved as Henry somebody.
Interesting.
And then Blake's saved in Taylor's phone as ?B ?
Do you think celebrities do that in case their phones get hacked so people don't know?
That's what I assumed. There were some funny ones. I was like, but it also made me wonder, like, is that your alter ego? Like, if you're going to make a
Right.
restaurant, like, I need to
I
know
want
because
to
then you
know.
can track that.
That's fun.
So yeah, I thought basically I thought it was a big cluster. I thought really I didn't think Justin came out looking any worse.
No.
Um,
I don't think Blake came out looking worse
I
either.
know. I really think Ryan is the only one. I do think Colleen Hoover, but again, I just don't think much of her. She really tried to play a narrative that she didn't have anything to do with any of this, and she was so annoyed and blah blah blah.
She was trying to downplay it just so that people like, let's let this die and move along, which I get. Like they're ruining your moment. I
Yeah.
completely understand that.
Well, and I can't imagine. Like, you've written this book. First of all, you wrote this book like 14 years before it became a movie. So, like, the whole experience has got to be like a whirlwind. And then for it to get like bastardized like this, I'm
Yeah.
sure that sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine. But, like, exclude yourself from the narrative if that's really what you're going to do. But she, to me, comes off such a pick me. Like, she just so desperately wants, you can tell in the beginning, she so desperately wants Ryan and Blake to like bring her in, which of course, why wouldn't you? I mean, maybe they'll, but I also am very curious. I'm very curious now what is going to happen with It Starts With Us, because Justin bought the rights to both books.
I wonder he'll either sell it or he'll do it under a pseudonym.
Well, and she, like, what is Colleen going to do?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess honestly, and this has got to be a weird feeling. I guess honestly, she doesn't really get a say in anything 'cause she sold the rights.
That's true.
So, I mean, it's honestly, it's kind of just like It Ends With Us. She didn't have any right to anything. So, yeah, note to self, be careful. Like,
Yeah.
kind of glad this all happened before anything happened with my book because I would have sold it to Blake and look what would have happened.
Oh gosh.
But,
Read our text messages getting
yeah,
subpoenaed.
yeah, I'm going to need to just not do business with them. You know.
I have to stop texting you.
Yeah, I wish that was a problem. Oh man. Okay, so that's kind of our update on the Baldoni and Lively case. We'll of course, if more things come out, we'll touch on them, but we're not going to stay fixated on it. I appreciate the questions, but y'all made it real hard.
We'll pick up, and I promise we'll keep you guys updated on our thoughts.
Yes, and y'all clogged up the inbox. Took me a minute to find real questions for later on, but anyway, in the entertainment world, the Oscar nominations came out.
They did.
And Sinners, which did you watch Sinners?
I didn't, but that's the one that's got Haley Steinfeld
Yeah.
and Michael B. Jordan.
And Michael B. Jordan. Apparently it's now like the most nominated movie in like Oscar history,
I
which
read where it got 16.
see, I thought it was 19, but I don't know. Nonetheless, I didn't see it either. Aaron saw it. I think if I remember, he really liked it. I can't really remember now. It just wasn't my cup of tea just from the trailer, so I didn't see it. But now I don't think she was nominated. I don't think Haley was nominated for anything.
I am not sure. You
Yeah.
would think she'd have to be in 16, but I don't think I
It
saw
was
any.
all about like cinematography, the writing. I think Michael B. Jordan, all of that. We'll talk about this later, but also it appears to be the year of Timothy Chalamet.
So I don't get it.
We're going to talk about it in the questions because
Okay.
it's a relevant topic. But yeah, so the Oscars are coming up. We're about to hit award season. We've got the thing that I'm really anxious about is the NFL awards, because this is the first year that Travis might be able to go. And he is nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, and I do think that he has a solid chance of winning. And that's like the most prestigious award. So I want to say it's like February 5th, because I think it's like 3 days before the Super Bowl. So what do you think? Do you think they're going? He has bowed out of the Pro Bowl due to an injury, allegedly.
Well, they've used the reasoning, I guess. So paperwork wise, they could put a different tight end in there. That doesn't surprise me as much because we've watched the Pro Bowl. It is not well done. That's very.
It's a joke now, anyway.
It's real bad.
Well, and I saw somebody say, like, well, if he is going to try to come back for another season, he sure doesn't want to go get hurt at the Pro Bowl, which, I mean, the way these people's Achilles are snapping.
Also, yeah. We have seen where during his off season is one of his busiest times.
Yeah.
Because he's doing commercials, he's doing podcasts, he's doing the Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity? Like, so he's pretty busy. So it doesn't shock me so much. I would love to see him at NFL honors. I'm going to be honest, I don't think he'll go, though. There's a lot of them that seem to skip out on it.
Yeah, Randy Mahomes is always there.
Always.
So I don't know. We'll see. But one place that we do know on June 11th, Taylor is in New York at the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Her first year of eligibility, and she
voted in?
Of course. I mean, we're not surprised, but
to put her in.
But we got to keep in mind, this is still the person who's never won Song of the Year.
That's true. Song of the Year. That is true.
I don't understand. But they did confirm, obviously, that she'll be there, which is June 11th in New York. I'm just saying, maybe I'll plan a trip. I don't know.
I don't know when training camp and all of that is, but I would venture to guess Travis won't be with her because June is pretty busy for start of the season training for NFL players.
See.
So
yeah, they haven't released the training schedule yet.
But it's usually sometime in June.
Yeah. No. It's July. Why are we thinking June? I was thinking June too. So this past year, the rookies reported July 15th. And veterans reported July 22nd.
Oh, is June when it's the not
voluntary? Yeah.
I think it might be.
I think that's like when it seems like they all go to Dallas to work out with Patrick.
Yeah.
See, I think he's going to be there.
Okay. I would love for it.
I think that's my opinion. We'll see.
That's like a top honor for her.
So I think that's like the thing that she's always aspired to. I think like Song of the Year, it's like the one thing that always escapes her. So yeah, I think it'll be a big deal. Opalite became officially the next single. That was announced the day the documents came out. We did have some questions on if we thought that was planned ahead of time. Probably not. I don't know. Now, if it was,
I've gotten a heads up that.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If she had the heads up, the documents are coming out on X day, then yes, probably it was planned.
Yeah.
But if they didn't have the heads up, then yeah, I think it was like oh God, let's get this out. People were flipping out because on the cover of it, she is playing the guitar with her left hand, so you can see the engagement ring. It's the first time people have seen it while she's playing the guitar. I know, that's fun. I mean, I'm here for it too.
Now, it's a single. Do we think we're getting a music video?
Yes, and I think the plan was always for the music video to come out for Valentine's Day, and so I think that we got a little preempted here.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, I think so. I think we'll have a music video, but I do think it'll probably be the only other one. A lot of people have been like, "Oh, there's going to be like 3 or 4." I don't think so.
I mean, there's plenty of songs that would make for really fun music.
Oh, they'd be fantastic. But I mean, you could have done that with Tortured Poets Department too. I think at this point, we're busy planning a wedding, people.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did get to see Donna and Andrea at Sundance.
How cute were they?
First of all, Andrea Swift, I need you to put a coat on, ma'am.
She looks great, though.
She looked fantastic. Her boots were cute as could be. She looked.
Listen, get it, girl.
She really looked great, but I was very concerned that she was not wearing a coat.
Well, I think she's just in wedding prep mode herself. So they're both getting,
She looks like she'd lost some weight. Donna looked very grandmotherly.
Donna looks like Donna, and I love that.
I looked at those shoes. It cracked me up because I did notice Andrea's boots because she had on like these leggings. And I thought, oh, those are really cute snow boots. Donna had on some orthopedics.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Loved it. Yeah. They just
The age differences between them. Is Donna older? Are they
it's
same?
pretty. I think it's pretty significant. Yeah, Donna's like in her 70s, and I
Oh,
don't think Andrea
I
is.
realized that.
Let me do a little research real fast. I think Andrea is. We're
I would
getting
have guessed early 60, 61.
Andrea is 68. Oh, her birthday just happened. It was January 10th.
Say, Miss Swift.
That's so weird because everyone tried to tell us that they were at Andrea's birthday party in Nashville back in the fall.
Huh.
Story straight. Yes, Donna is 73.
I'm gonna tell you, I didn't realize either of them were that old. I would have put Andrea at like 61-ish, and I would have put Donna at 68.
Now, I do think Scott Swift is much older. He's 73 as well.
Okay.
Cougar, if you will. But anyway, so that's our Taylor talk of the day. Any other Taylor notes? We've not had any public sightings. It was pretty much surmised that Travis was recording last week's podcast from Montana again, that they were at Yellowstone again.
This time last year, we also had hardly any sightings.
Yeah.
If they're in New York, we'll get sightings. But
Yeah, I don't think they're going anywhere. I don't think they're going to touch New York with a 20-foot pole right now.
no,
Not unless we got something to be at.
they're
I
staying
wouldn't be shocked if they're not there till June.
That's right. That's right.
I think she's like, I'm gonna have to steer clear of Miss Lively.
Yep.
But yeah, so we did have some NFL this weekend.
We sure did, and I'm sad that
I
we're
know.
down to one more game.
We have no college football left. We'll talk about the national championship in a minute. But yeah, this was championship weekend. The Broncos and the Patriots played in Denver, which started out as a calm weather day and then turned into a straight up blizzard.
Yeah,
Out of
thank you,
nowhere.
well, for letting us know that weather was not good.
Did you see the one male sportscaster on the sideline who had a lot of gel in his hair and it froze?
Yes.
It's like, oh dear, that is a situation. And the female, her eyelashes and her eyebrows froze. I was like, oh God, I hope they're paying y'all extra.
Did none of us know what the weather was supposed to? Because usually at some of the games, they're like, "Oh, as the game progresses, like we're gonna get snow or ice."
They all seemed very stunned.
They did.
Like, and also, I'm like, you're in Denver, first of all, in January. I would have just assumed it would snow. Like,
Yeah.
but then they were saying that Vrabel actually was like hoping it was going to snow, and that's why he chose for them to wear white, which I thought was a not accurate statement because I don't think he gets a say in that. If you're the away team, you just wear your away jerseys. Like, I think it so happened to work out well for him, but I mean, I'm going to give Mike Vrabel all the credit in the world too, but that one was a bridge too far.
Yeah, I don't know that he said that.
Yeah, but sure, sounds good.
Right.
So the Broncos were without Bo Nix, who broke his ankle. There was a lot of hullabaloo that they believed that he broke his ankle celebrating in the locker room.
Yeah.
But if you saw during the game, he obviously, like, you could tell when he heard it, and he even came over to Sean Payton, who kind of chest bumped him, and he was like, "Oh, be careful," and he was like, "Oh, something's
Yeah.
wrong." So
I think people are just making up stories to make up stories. But they did talk like Stidham was the next coming of the greatest of greats.
which
He didn't say horrible. Like
no.
for him to come in at that kind of
Honestly, he really didn't. And it honestly is so tragic that his interception there at the end is kind of what like sealed the deal. I mean, it was definitely swinging the Patriots' way at that point, but that whole game, I was like, I got nothing. I don't know.
I tell you, I think had there not been snow, we might have seen a different outcome in that game.
You think the Broncos would have won without the snow?
I do. I don't think that the Patriots have been playing that well. I think they've just gotten some real lucky breaks.
Yeah. I might have to pause you for 2 seconds.
That's fine.
I'm not going to stop the recording though because I don't know how to do it. But
As I say, it messes it up.
yeah, please hold. Sorry, had to reiterate that school is out. Really, that is a spicy take to me that you say that. I mean, I do agree that the Patriots have not been playing well, and I think it's going to take a heroic effort on their part to beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. But I don't like what did you like about the Broncos?
Say that I liked how they played. I just felt like they played stronger in the first part, and it was almost like the snow came in, and Drake May was like, "Now's my time. I can do snow."
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like the Broncos were prepared at all for it, which is weird because you play in a cold environment. You should be used to playing in these kind of elements. But it just didn't seem like they were as prepared or comfortable, maybe is a better word to use in that
Yeah.
situation.
I do think if Bo Nix had played it, that to me was what I thought. Apparently Aaron has injured himself. I thought the determining factor for me for the Broncos was not having Bo Nix, because as much as that pains me, I mean, I do not like Bo Nix at all.
Right.
But I just think that you could tell your receivers weren't comfortable with Jarrett Stidham, and that the thing that surprised me the most on both sides of the ball was the running game. And I don't know if that was a tribute to the defenses like showing up, but both running games were terrible.
Well, I definitely think Vrabel outcoached.
Josh McDaniel outcoached too. I will say that last play when Drake did the little fake to the left and then ran himself, that was poetic. Like, that was one of the best plays I've ever seen.
Yeah, they were definitely outcoached for sure. I think that why is his name skipping me? The head coach for the Broncos,
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. I think he makes play calls and decisions based off of ego.
Yeah, those 2 4th-and-1 calls when you got a backup quarterback and you haven't established a running game, I was like,
I know the kicker was struggling with the win, but
both of them were like,
if we can get some points, we got some points.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what, and I didn't see his comments if that's why he went for it. Obviously both kickers were having a hell of a time. Which, I mean, to be expected in that weather, but yeah, it was just it was a good game, and that it was close, but it was not a good game because it was not exciting. It was, to me, the night game was the ticket. The Rams and the Seahawks was so much better to me. Yeah. But even in that game, I thought there were things that shocked me. It's no one's surprise I made no money this weekend. I really had Matthew Stafford doing a whole lot more than he did yesterday.
I'm shocked. I really thought he would do more. I was trying. I think
I was really sad for him. I was really sad for Devontae Adams, who I don't even like.
And you don't even like him.
No, but the way he cried in the locker room, and then I saw Des Bryant. Did you see Des Bryant's tweet when he was like, he's kind of a controversial figure, but you got to remember, like, he's played his whole life for this moment. And I was like, I'm all in my feels about Devontae. Like,
he's 0-5 in these games. I was like, that's tough.
But Sam Darnold, who would have thunk it?
Listen, I don't like Sam Darnold.
No, I don't even understand.
But the Seahawks are a force to be reckoned with.
Okay, I was unfamiliar with the Seattle defense this year. Everybody was all up in arms about how the Texans had the best defense this season and blah, blah, blah. That Seahawks defense, to me, outplayed the Texans hands down in any game.
Yep.
They were incredible. But that Jackson Smith Enigma kid,
listen,
that one-handed catch he made on the sideline with a little toe tap, I mean, we were all freaking out.
Yeah. Even Tom Brady was impressed, and I feel like you have to do a lot to impress Tom.
Oh, yeah, I would totally agree. I was so glad he called that game and not Romo. Oh, because it was too good of a game for us to be stuck with Tony.
Yeah. Tony just has nothing to offer. I could sit there and do what Tony does.
Yeah, I did think it was funny. I saw some pictures on Twitter today that somebody in Seattle, a kid, had Tom Brady sign a deflated ball after the game.
Man.
And I was like, somebody's parent is amazing. Like, that's great. Yeah, Sam Darnold, like, I did think it was funny when they made some comment about, like, he would be the first USC quarterback to play in a Super Bowl, which did surprise me actually as well. But he was like, well, y'all know I was with the 49ers when we went to
play.
Like, to be honest with you, Sam, I don't think any of us did remember that.
Did not.
A chance.
No. Yeah.
I died, though. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
I tell you what, nobody ever talks about the Seahawks because they never have anything worth noting.
No.
And I even think this season they kind of squeaked by without much talk about them, other than like Sam Darnold's playing really well. But they just have done an incredible job on both sides of the ball. I didn't realize, so Sam Darnold was with the Vikings, but also the OC that is with the Seahawks now was with Sam Darnold at the Vikings when he was there. So is it a GM issue? Is that like, what's our problem?
Listen, I don't know, but I could just imagine last night at Justin Jefferson's house there was a lot of cursing.
Yeah.
I could just see that because I just have a feeling there was probably a lot of cursing from a lot of places because you think about the Jets, the Panthers, all these places that got through Sam Darnold to the Wolves, the Vikings. Like the Vikings chose JJ McCarthy over Sam Darnold, which honestly I can't fault them then, but I could fault them now.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I will say I thought Sam did a good job. I will say that his receivers, his line, his running game, I thought all of them made him look real good. Because like that one-handed catch by Jackson, he had to make a one-handed catch because that ball was thrown out of bounds. The couple of catches that Cooper Kupp had, those were terrible throws. So I just think luck of the draw.
It'll be interesting at the Super Bowl because while the Patriots have been there umpteen times,
not these Patriots.
Vrabel's first time as a head coach to be in the Super Bowl, and all of these players are so young, so they don't have that. It's not like when you've got the Chiefs that have some young players, but you have a lot of seasoned vets that have been here over and over again that can kind of like, hey, it's still a game. We're going to have all this extra stuff, but like we still have to lock in on it's just a game. Yeah. Seahawks the same way. You don't have a ton of players that have.
It's really just Cooper Kupp, which I mean, not a bad one to have since he was a Super Bowl MVP. But I don't know how vocal he is in the locker room. He doesn't strike me as a guy that talks a lot. Maybe he does. I don't know. It'll be very interesting. As for predictions, I think the Patriots are going to get mollywopped. I really do.
And here's the thing.
I'm sad about it, but
I'm rooting for them. But if they don't play drastically different, they are going to get slaughtered by the Seahawks.
Yeah, I just don't see it. That defense, I'm telling you, I was stunned. That defense, yowza. Yeah. I think Drake, I mean, honestly, second year in the NFL, so you got plenty of time, but he's got to play better. I did not think he did. But I didn't think their offensive scheme was the same as it's been in the past when they've had a lot of success. Like they didn't target Stephon Diggs much. They didn't, which
saving some. Coach Reed always saves some of his best stuff. Do we think they were saving it because they just knew?
Well, I said that to Aaron that I thought that they were potentially. And maybe that's the case. I hope so because that game plan that they had yesterday, that ain't going to win.
But I kept thinking, you're not targeting Diggs very much, but you're going to need him in the Super Bowl. Are you not targeting because you're trying to make sure he stays safe?
Maybe. And they didn't target Hunter a lot, but Hunter is older. Mac Hollins, that kid, he needs to put some shoes on. He wears me out.
Is it possible? I saw it somewhere. Mac Hollins and Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen had both of them too, and he couldn't do anything. No.
There was a lot of commentary about that. And I did see, we did have a question that came in this morning, the NFL graphic where at the beginning of the season they showed all the quarterbacks walking towards it, and it did have Sam Darnold and Drake May on the front row.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. The whole scripting thing, I don't know. How do you play into the fact this year the picture is very pink and neither one of these teams have anything to do with pink, or red?
Those things, you can make any image that came out fit a narrative that you spin around it. If it was scripted, some player like an Antonio Brown would have already released all that.
Yeah. These CTE kids, they for sure would. It's not the NBA. Now, the NBA is totally scripted and it's costing me money every week. I don't know why I still believe it, but here we are.
A script writer.
Yeah, but there has been some coaching updates. I think officially, as of this morning, Mike McDaniel is officially the new offensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Chargers.
He's officially signed. He's officially the OC.
Okay. Finally.
It was so weird seeing him in a Chargers zip up.
When he had a new glasses, I thought they looked good. Yeah. Like that. Looked like maybe he washed his hair. So that's
I
good.
would love to sit in a meeting between him and Harbaugh.
Oof. Two guys I just
Please.
man. Um, the job that is still going unfilled and people are bowing out of is the Buffalo Bills job. Now, I will say after the press conference last week, I could see potentially why.
Listen, if I'm Keon Coleman, I'm bowing out. Please.
Man,
Those
I think there
players have
should
to
be
be
like a because I don't know that you can just get out of a rookie deal. I think there ought to be like an exception.
request trades.
Can you still as a rookie? That's the thing that I was thinking maybe he can't.
I'm sure there's something in their contract. Now they might have to get like a lot in return from the team that takes him, but
Well, there was obviously bad blood already with Keon Coleman. There were several games he had to sit out this season, and they had mentors for him. It was a little bit of a Des Bryant feel, so I'm not really sure what was going on there. But
a lot of the rumors were that he was like oversleeping and he wasn't getting to meetings on time, and so that was kind of like their penalty for him. I don't know.
yeah,
Feels
I saw where like there was like 12,000 people signed a petition wanting Sean McDermott to be brought back.
then McDermott's not coming back.
No, he's mad as hell now. I do think he's going to take the year off. I saw where his daughter is like, I think his daughter and son, or no, his daughter is a senior in high school, and his son's going to be the starting quarterback finally.
Yeah.
So I saw where they may not want to upheave them, but I guess that's part of the coaching life too.
He's going to be paid at
Yeah.
least for this year, so he's fine.
But yeah, everybody's like, no, thank you. Even Philip Rivers, the high school coach, is like, no, I'm out. Like,
He wants that job. Everyone has bowed out of the Browns head coach job, which listen, we get it.
yeah.
And then it seems like people are starting to bow out of the OC job for the Eagles. So
Yeah, that is apparently there's definitely some issues that people are not wanting to work with Jalen Hurts or Nick Sirianni. I can kind of see both.
I mean, I don't think that any of the Eagles want to work with.
No, either one of them either.
So
No, but I just think some of these guys, like, man, you still want to move up in your career, but
mhm.
maybe it's not worth it. I don't know. I'm available. I don't like either one of them, and I'm available. So
Well, and I saw where the Browns were making all their decision based off of analytics and based off of like you have to take a personality test and an essay test and all these things. My guys, you were like what 4, 3, and 14 or something
yeah.
like that for the season. I feel like maybe we don't go with analytics. That has clearly steered you wrong.
No, the vibe is not right. Did you see that Shador Sanders is now in the Pro Bowl though because of somebody else bowing out?
Oh, I missed that.
That came out this morning. I'm like, this is what a joke it's become. Like,
God.
but yeah, there's still a couple, and then the Raiders job is still open.
Well, that's right.
I think I'm a little more. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm most surprised by the Buffalo job or the Raiders job being open because, man, I still think with Buffalo, I know he hasn't done it yet, but you still have Josh Allen. Like,
The
I
Bills, it surprises me because you've got Josh Allen. You've still got a good team. The
yeah.
Raiders, that doesn't surprise me. They
Well, the
don't.
Raiders, we're going to talk about it in a little bit. They've got a quarterback issue, but you also have Tom Brady helping make the decision.
Well, Tom Brady was helping make decisions last year, and he didn't do very well.
Yeah, he was the one that said, let's get Geno Smith.
Yeah, that
So, I
did
don't
not.
know. Yeah.
But the Dolphins have hired the Packers defensive coordinator, Jeff Hafley.
I
He
thought
has,
that was a nothing burger.
yeah. Ravens hired Jesse Minter. Okay.
Yeah.
The Steelers have hired one Mr. Mike.
Mike McCarthy. How do you go from Mike Tomlin, who had, what was it, 17 seasons, winning seasons? Was it something like that?
It was either 18 or 19.
And then you go to Mike McCarthy, who went and crapped the bed in Dallas?
Well, both of them have, it's been since what, 2009 or 2011 since they were in a Super Bowl? I feel like you just went from one decent coach to another decent coach.
I wondered if Aaron Rodgers was behind this because that was his coach at the
That's possible.
Packers. And so maybe he's going to play another season and wants
Well,
to play
and
Mike.
here's the thing. As much as we don't like Aaron Rodgers, he did much better playing for them than he did anybody else.
Yeah.
And there's no one to go get right now as the starting quarterback.
No.
So if this
There's
keeps
a bunch of like glorified backups that are going to be available.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so I don't know. We'll see. The national championship game happened.
it did. It
And
did.
bless you. And the Indiana Hoosiers won.
It's an undefeated season.
It just sounds weird. But But I gotta say, seeing Carson Beck lose was just as good as I imagined.
Not just lose, but it was the way that he lost that it was of his own accord.
Well, it made me laugh because it was like, oh God, when he ran that touchdown in, I was like, he cannot be the hero of the national championship.
No.
And then I was like, oh, but you're gonna implode. Of course you are.
Of course you are. And we love
Yeah. So it was a great game. Again, just a weird season in
here's the
general.
thing. But then also Carson just left the field. He didn't shake hands.
He said he didn't owe it to anybody to shake their hand.
Sir, and no one owes you an NFL
Some
contract.
crackhead. Yeah, like, ugh. I guess he's with a new porn star, like a certified porn star.
Yeah, apparently she was at the game.
That
They
feels
showed
right.
TV, yeah.
Would love to know what the Cavender sisters' text messages were like during that game.
I bet that was
Thing I need unsealed right there.
yes.
Okay, you want to answer some other questions not related to Blake Lively?
Let's do it.
Okay, this is from, I'm gonna go Sela because that was the Christian group when we were kids, right?
Selah.
Go.
And I was like, oh, that's that group from when we were kids. Selah.
Yeah. Well, anywho, whose career would you compare Timothy Chalamet to? I can't tell if he's a flash in the pan. Which, by the way, I haven't heard that saying in a long time.
Right? But good question, because we've been perplexed by him.
He looks like he's 12. I don't understand.
Which then gives you the vibe of like he could have some longevity in Hollywood because he can play so much younger than what he is.
But does he have that Benjamin Button disease or what is it?
No. He very much gives me comparison more to like Austin Butler, who just had like a really big flash moment where everybody's talking about him. He feels like he's in everything. But then it's like, oh, that's just Austin Butler. Like nobody really knows what he does anymore.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I tell
So I went wildly different than you.
okay.
I went Leonardo DiCaprio. Now here's why. Here's why. I'm not saying he's got the acting chops, but think about it. Leo, until probably the past 5-ish years, looked very young.
Yes.
And he's not young.
No.
Age is catching up to him very quickly, though, so this is hard to imagine. But if you go back and look, maybe even 10 years ago, he looked really, really young.
Right.
And so he was able, like you said, to play like this whole variety of ages. Now he looks real rough. But
Now he's playing grandpa.
yeah, so that's why I don't think Timothy Chalamet is a flash in the pan because I do think he's going to be around for a while. The Kylie Jenner thing is weird, but apparently works.
It works.
I don't
Now, have you watched anything that Timothy's been in? Because I haven't seen
really
it.
Wonka.
Hey, did I see? I might have seen that.
But I've not seen all this stuff he's nominated for now. No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know the like spectrum of what he can play. He doesn't
Well,
give.
I
I don't
just-
know. I see him in comedy, I guess.
We're talking about an Oscar for a movie about ping pong. I'm still very confused by this Marty
Well,
Soprano.
I feel like we've got to watch this movie because even the fact that Fran Drescher is in it playing his mom, I feel like I need to see that as well.
Well, and I mean, everybody has a jacket now. That says
Everybody.
So I guess maybe we'll watch it. But no, I don't think he's a flash in the pan. And listen, if he is, he's made a lot of money in this pan. So
Well done, sir. Well done.
in the vein of not being able to pronounce things, I was gonna go with Helio.
That sounds right.
Okay. Would you draft Fernando Mendoza at number 1?
No.
Oh, okay. This is called Why Space. We explain why here.
Here's the thing. Is he a good quarterback? Sure. Just won the championship. He just took his team to an undefeated season. He's a good quarterback.
Yep.
However, that's very different from the NFL. I don't think that any of these quarterbacks are ready to just be plugged in and start. And I think do the Raiders have the first pick?
Yeah.
I know that they need a quarterback. He's not your answer. You need someone seasoned in there.
I don't know who you're going to get. And so I think Tom Brady potentially sees a bit of himself in Fernando because, Fernando's got that whole sob story, right? Like,
yeah. But if you don't get him in there and put resources around him and develop him, you're not helping your franchise at all.
I mean, you do have Brock Bowers, who's on the up for tight ends of the younger generation. You've got Ashton Genty, who was supposed to be the next Emmitt Smith. I don't know. I just don't know. My problem is not actually Fernando. It's who else would I take?
I mean, that's fair. I think I'm just trying to like buff up my other weak areas and then hope I can find a season. Listen, I think somebody could sweet talk Joe Burrow out of Cincinnati.
I think the Minnesota Vikings might do it, actually. I still have a lot of feeling about that. No, the deal I came up with in my head was somehow Tom Brady makes a trade with the San Francisco 49ers for that number 1 pick, and part of the deal is they get Mac Jones.
See, that would be a good deal.
I don't know.
Mac could be a starter in the NFL. He's ready.
Yeah, he did. He got the 49ers to where they got this season because Brock was out with his toe.
Yeah, but you got to put some good coaches around him too.
Well, we don't have any of those right now. So
no.
Okay, from Skylar, Rachel McAdams, Cameron Diaz, or Scarlett Johansson. What happened to them? Why will they not stand the test of time? I didn't know that ScarJo was nothing now.
She's been in some stuff recently.
She's in all the Marvel stuff. I mean, isn't that like a solid career move? Now,
of those things where you have some of these young actresses, like what's the Sweeney girl,
Oh.
and them who are just literally saying yes to every single project. When you've got the Rachel McAdams, the Cameron Diaz, and Scarlett, they fall more in our generation where we realize that work isn't our everything.
Yeah.
We work to be able to provide for the lifestyle that we want. They've done that. They're getting residual checks. They don't have to say yes to every single project. So I think while people still want them in their stuff, they get to very much pick and choose what they want to do. They aren't going to be in every single thing because they don't need to.
Well, and Cameron Diaz didn't, and I could have dreamed this up, so correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't she make one of those conscious decisions to like step away from Hollywood, kind of the same way as Eva Mendes did?
Yep. She wanted to step back so that she could raise her kids. And she's come out more recently because I think she just was in a project and said, like, I kind of want to get back to work, but also it's not my priority.
Yeah. And then Rachel McAdams, I mean, valid point. But ironically enough, this weekend, I swear.
She was on it.
Okay, you saw that too?
Yeah.
With Dylan O'Brien?
Yeah, she was just in something.
Some kind of like gory something. There was like blood on their face. Yeah. Listen, I think Rachel McAdams, she kind of got set up for failure when you kind of come out swinging with the Notebook. Like, where are you going to go?
Right.
I don't know. Well, they stand the test of time. Again, Scarlett Johansson to me is not out of the realm of things, so I don't really understand that part. Cameron Diaz to me, she's just not my kind of actress. She's like very in that shtick comedy, and I just don't get into that.
Which there's not a lot of actresses that can do really well in that genre.
That's true.
I think when those movies do come around, it'll
be her. Now she's getting older.
Yeah.
And then as far as Rachel McAdams, I guess I would say no, because like I know when's the last time you thought about Rachel McAdams till you read this question?
Yeah. That's her.
Okay, from Steve. Will the Chiefs be better next season than this season, and why?
They can't get worse. We should have done that this season.
I don't know that we should have said that. That feels. I'm not superstitious, but if I am, that's not it. It's not the move.
I do feel like we've gotten rid of the OC problem.
Yeah.
We do officially have Mr. Eric Bieniemy back in the building, which Mandy and I have been asking for since last season.
Yeah, I've been asking for that since he left, I'll be honest.
That's true.
I do think that's what sealed the deal to get Travis back. We don't know that officially, but that's our opinion.
I think he's going to be much needed presence to bring back some stability, maybe a little bit better work ethic than what was there before. But I also think getting rid of all of these like running back coach, wide receiver coach, like all of these smaller, more specific coaches and bringing in some fresh blood is going to help us.
I have a quick little impromptu. Look, I have both.
Yeah.
If you've not met, we're recording the podcast right now. We were just talking about the Seahawks game last night. Mm-hmm. Seahawks or Patriots in the Super Bowl?
Pats.
Okay.
Oh,
both are going for the Pats. Okay.
Yeah. Why do you think the Pats are going to beat the Seahawks?
We got Chris Gonzalez. We got Stephon Diggs, Drake May, Travion Henderson.
That's true.
We got a good O line. We got a good defensive line.
All right.
Do you think the Pats O line can hold against the Seahawks defense? They're pretty strong.
Most of the Seahawks defense we didn't even know until this year.
That's true. Good point.
Okay. Abe, if you could play for one of the two Super Bowl teams, the Patriots or the Seahawks, which one would you want to play for?
Seahawks.
Oh, so you're picking the Pats, but you'd rather play for the Seahawks. Is it because of the uniforms?
Position you want to play for the Seahawks?
Running back.
Running back.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay. Well, you heard it here, folks. All right. Thank y'all for your advice. Let me finish this episode. Becca did just so y'all know, Becca just told the audience that she doesn't think the Chiefs could get any worse than they were this season. Both of them look stunned.
Hope. Listen.
Hope. Yeah. Will they be better next season than this season? See, you went in the offensive vein because we both are excited that EB is back.
True.
I'm worried about the knee, but also I'm worried about the defense. And listen, I have all the faith in the world in Spags, but I had all the faith in the world in Spags this season, and yet it didn't happen.
I think maybe during free agency we're going to see some pickups there. I do
think that we need to get Jeremiah Love in the draft in the first round, the 9th, 8th, whatever number we are right now, pick from Notre Dame, the running back, especially with Eric Bieniemy, because he's like the quintessential running back coach. Yep. Oh my gosh. And we need help.
Yeah.
We need help.
Yep.
And so as for why, Steve, it's because we're Chiefs fans and we're always going to think next season's going to be better.
Yeah.
So
I think that maybe we tried to make too many changes, because here's the thing. We didn't fire Bieniemy. He left, went to a different
Washington, thought he was going to become a head coach, which he more than deserves.
Yeah.
I think this is a succession plan.
I do too.
In my opinion, that Andy will hang on maybe one, maybe two, probably just one, depending on how next season goes. Mm-hmm. And then Bieniemy can take over, which I think would be epic. But
I think with him leaving and then Reed having to bring in some different coaches, like we tried with what we had, but it didn't work. And so
I do think with Patrick coming off the knee injury, I do think we need to find something other than Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
And there's people out there, again, glorified backups, but listen, they're better than...
I think we're going to have to do some really good negotiations and contract writing because we don't have a lot of money right now.
No, in fact, I think we're without money. So
yeah. So we gotta do something.
Call us, Clark, if you need some input. We got it for you.
Yeah, we got you.
You and Brett. Okay. Are you ready for some Y Factor?
Let's do it.
Okay. What are you not liking this week?
What I'm not liking this week are the idiots online that just don't prepare for anything in life and then get mad at people that do prepare in life. I'm not here for it. Okay.
Oh, okay. This could go a lot of directions. Is this about doomsday prepping? Or okay. So I don't know, Rebecca is a doomsday prepper.
Yes. So. Not like an insane, but I'm prepped for whatever's going to go down. Here's the thing. In Texas, I realize when people up north or who have lived, where there's a lot of snow, ice, whatever, they're like, I can't believe that you guys can't handle just a little bit of snow. Da, da, da. Okay, well, first off, we don't have the vehicles that can clear roadways. Our homes are built different. Our water pipes can be in the outside walls. They can be up near the roof. Like the insulation is not the same. So a little bit of snow and ice is detrimental to our state. Okay, so we have to prep a lot more. But then also, when we know something's coming, go to the grocery store more than 24, 48 hours ahead. If I got to be inside, I'm making all the things and I'm watching TV and eating the whole weekend.
Did you go back to making sourdough this weekend?
I did not, but I did prep like homemade pizza crust and all of those things.
Oh, we made homemade pizzas yesterday.
Okay, see?
Yeah.
But I'm just like, you can't get on TikTok and make videos and be like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. They didn't save anything for us. Well, don't go 2 hours before the ice hits.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Don't get mad at the rest of us that planned ahead because you didn't. You're mad that the water's gone and that people took water, but you were there trying to take water. Like, get out of here. Miss me with that.
You just said miss me with that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. I like that. Listen, I just want to point out though, I have no judgment when I do comment on your prepping. It's just more of a fascination of, wow, we are so wildly different. I just like hang on by the seat of my pants.
people like you in my life to just balance that out.
Well, and I need to be better. Aaron and I were having a conversation. We talked about this earlier. Like, we work because we like the livelihood it provides. And
Yes.
Aaron and I were talking about something with work earlier, and I was like, ugh, I like the money,
See, but this is why I text Mandy when something's happening, because I'll be like, "Oh, are you guys prepped? Do you have anything?" Because it's like my way to remind her of like, "Hey, I don't want you guys to die."
Yeah. Well, and then this morning I just like had my phone on silent still, and I'd forgotten. And Becca had sent me like 3 texts, and the next text I got was, "Are you alive?" And I was like, "Oh God, she's gonna think something's happened." So I was like furiously typing that.
Like an ER somewhere.
Well, listen, around here it's possible. Okay, so it's gonna be a bit of a spicy take. I know you like it when I come prepared with those. Today I am not liking, and I'm not lumping it all together, but Christians.
Oh,
Okay, so again this weekend, and I have not even like shared this. I haven't even texted with you and your sister about this because I feel like it happens all the time. But again, another scandal. This time with Bethel Church, which not the first time either.
yeah.
But again, the church leadership knew about it, didn't do anything about it. So then they have to come to repent to their congregation and all the hullabaloo.
Yeah.
Guys, it is 2026.
Mhm.
Like, allegedly this happened maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. You still knew back then right from wrong. Like, this is not new.
Yeah.
Stop making us all look bad. Like, I never questioned today why people don't go to church. I never question it. And it's tragic because we know and believe that it could have very big implications. But I get it. I'm telling you, if I wasn't raised that way, I wouldn't step foot in there because I struggle stepping foot in there, and I was raised in it. It's probably why I struggle with it. But then also, I got a text today from our friend Hillary. I guess there's a new podcast out, The Sean Ryan Show. I'm not familiar with him, but if he's popular, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I guess another expose on Kanakuk. Of course. So, of course, my first message back is, are these new scandals or the old scandals? Because as long as it's existed, there's been one. She's like, I think that these are on some of the ones old, but not as old as like when we went.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't even trust where you send your kids because you can't just do the right thing. Why is it so hard? Like, and then you want to throw religion into it. It just pisses me off because like you're really setting people up for some big time failure. But like, to me, you put all that aside. It's just right from wrong. Like, it's not a political issue. It's not a religion issue. It's just literally right from wrong.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand. And I think it's sickening. Now, Bethel Church, we did actually get a question about it today. They asked if it was a cult. I've seen those allegations before. I'm not familiar enough with Bethel Church to make any kind of judgment call. I don't even know if I would if I did. But really, the only familiarity I have with Bethel Church is Jen Johnson, the singer. And she's freaking incredible singing. I don't know if she's a bad human, but I've seen those allegations. I don't know. It is a weird vibe. They did have that weird thing. Was that a year or two ago with the little girl that died? The mom was real convinced she was going to come back to life. Yeah, I get it. It's out there. But to me, I don't care. I don't care if it's Justin Baldoni's faith. I don't care if it's any of these people's faith. It's right from wrong. That doesn't even have anything to do with faith. That's just like a moral compass.
You're just hiding behind your religion.
And I just think it's just sickening. And I'm so tired of it. But I mean, how could you not be? It's like literally every day there's something new. And it's unfortunate. And I think it's infuriating too, because you're making me look bad by proxy here. Like, shoo. And again, it has nothing to do with, and I will say too, just on a side note, kind of tagging onto this, we have had a lot of questions over the weekend about political issues. And I think that's because one of you said this, you saw my old show, Tweets and Tonic, which was very political. We're not going to talk about that stuff here. So just keep it moving.
Break away from real life.
Yeah, just keep it moving. This is not that show. You can go back and listen to those shows, and I probably still feel the same way. So, but yeah, I just think it's like right and wrong. Like, why is that so hard?
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
It's just crazy to me. Like,
yeah,
we're grown adults. Like, we're not talking about children making mistakes. Like,
Mhm.
these are grown up. I mean, like Bill Johnson, the head of Bethel Church, is like 80.
Frontal lobe is fully developed.
Yeah, like there's no more, like at this point, it's probably starting to deteriorate. Like, you're closer to the grave than the womb. So, like, what are we doing? Anyway,
Yeah.
sidebar.
So,
Go ahead. What are you enjoying this week?
so what I am enjoying this week is on TikTok and with the topic of preppers. I
Oh
appreciate it.
God, you found more friends.
I did. I appreciate the ones that, like, made TikTok videos of if your power goes out, these are things that you can cook, or these are ways to make sure that your water lines don't freeze. Like, just
Yeah.
giving tips and tricks, recipes, doing there's I can't tell you how many times I caught myself laying in bed scrolling and watching somebody putting their groceries away. And it was so relaxing.
It's, it goes back to what we've talked about many a time on here. The algorithm is a crazy thing because I gotta tell you, I didn't see one video. I would have not been prepared.
That's all my algorithm was.
Pretty sure mine was all legal documents from the the Blake Lively case.
That's funny.
I haven't been on TikTok as much lately. Not purposefully either. I didn't make some New Year's resolution. I appreciate that somebody might think that.
That's a lot more than TikTok. And that's weird for me.
Dang.
Hey.
Yeah. And I feel like my radar on AI is getting better. If you notice, I have not sent any outlandish stories lately.
That's true. Here's the thing, like, you do struggle with figuring out if it's AI or not, but I'm going to tell you, some of this AI stuff is very convincing.
I do have, this is just a one quick funny note. On X now, when you put something out there, and if I guess it's community notes is what it's called. If somebody's going to refute it, it's a little box right under it.
Yeah.
There was a picture of Hulk Hogan and some people at the beach. This was last night because we were laying in bed and I was dying. And Aaron even texted his boss about it because it was just this funny to us. He was in, his typical Hulk Hogan, and you know how tan he was. And
Yeah.
somebody was like, "It's obvious Hulk Hogan spends all his time at the beach." And the community note said, "Actually, Hulk Hogan spends all his time in the cemetery because he died in July of 2025."
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and he's tragic, but oh my gosh, I laughed so hard because it was so sarcastic, and usually it's very encyclopedia-esque, no, the actual facts are blah blah. It's like, actually, he's been in the cemetery.
I love it.
Oh, it was great. Okay, so what I'm liking this week, honestly, this weekend, Aaron and I binged 2 shows.
Okay.
I can't tell you the last time we have had room in our schedules to binge anything.
Okay.
And we, threw him a bone. We binged second, third, I don't know, whatever. You'll have to ask Doug. He'll probably tell us. Season of Daredevil.
Okay.
This one a little Marvel. No, I mean no. Mm-mm. I mean, yeah, I think Daredevil's been around as long as Marvel's been around, but it's a show on. I mean, we watched it on Disney Plus. I assume that's where it is.
Okay.
He's the blind superhero. I get him very confused with Deadpool because their costumes are very similar. But he's a lawyer, and because Aaron has said to me before, "I miss when you used to watch Marvel shows with me." I'm like, "Oh, we're not dating anymore." But anyway, I watched all that. It actually wasn't terrible. It was actually a pretty good storyline. I've had a lot of questions and confusion, but we also binged the second season of High Potential because I had only been 3 episodes in.
And it was so good.
We're all caught up now. Yes, I am telling you, that show is so good.
So good.
And I know we've had it before as our Y Factor, but the second season, to me, it's very rare that a second season is better than the first season.
I know.
Sometimes the third season is, but that second season is usually real bad.
Right.
I think it's better than the first season.
I know.
It's
so good. The writers are so good.
And I just love Caitlin Olsen.
Yes.
She is, that role is, I don't know that I'll ever be able to see her as anything else.
I know. She's perfect in that.
Anyway, that's it. That's all I got for episode 98. We do have a giveaway.
Yes.
Go like and follow us on Instagram and TikTok and share the post, tag some friends. And in 2 weeks, we will announce the winner of our giveaway.
Woo-woo.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Bye, y'all.